Let's go to lot number 1, 30,000. 90,000 für Alex Wegner, 95,000 for Sam Hines, 100,000, 150, 180,000, 210, sold 220,000.
Tonight we are, in fact, celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Rolex Daytona. The Rolex Daytona, which I think everybody agrees is the most iconic chronograph ever made by any maker, has been launched in 1963 and 2013 is the 50th anniversary.
And so how long has it taken you to put together such a sale?
I think the whole project started last winter when I realized for the first time that the Daytona is now half a century old. Of course, there were first questions, is it at all feasible? Can one celebrate it with a thematic auction? And peu à peu, we put together a concept that involved that we would partner with the world's leading scholar on Rolex Daytona, Pucci Papaleo. And then I would say it started really day by day to become our second full-time job next to the important watches auction as of early spring.
So how many timepieces are going to be present in this auction?
We have exactly 50 watches for every year of the Daytona's life, spanning virtually from 1963 until 2013. We paid a lot of attention that we would have an equal spread, so it wouldn't be too heavy on the 70s or 80s or on one particular decade. Also making sure that there's a good mix between steel and gold and diamond set watches. So we have the éventail, a fan of 50 different models.
Sono molti orologi eccezionali per qualità, perché lo stato qualitativo sul mercato del collezionismo è molto importante. Però ci sono anche degli orologi eccezionali per rarità.
And what are going to be the highlights then of this special sale?
I think there are several highlights because some watches stand out by their historical importance, others by their extraordinary provenance. Some have been owned by famous Hollywood actors, race car drivers, also people from science. But then there are some unique pieces that were made to measure or even just as prototypes.
And how do you explain that the Daytona is such a phenomenon? Because, I mean, there are thousands of them that are being produced since more than 50 years now. And how come is it such an icon? What is your feeling about this?
Well, icons are often unexplainable. It's like a Porsche 911. Why is it an icon among sports cars? Certain Hollywood actors and actresses. It's just that magic touch. But I think, rationally speaking, the Daytona is a watch that appeals to everyone. It's a watch that has been designed initially as a timing instrument. Form follows function. And I think the real buzz started in the 1980s when the regular steel Daytona was no longer available in the shop and people paid a premium to obtain one.
Più passa il tempo, più diventa un'icona dell'orologeria per il suo design, perché è un orologio che mentre gli altri orologi sentono il tempo, il Daytona non lo sente.
Okay, and now let's go and find out how this auction has actually performed.
300,000, 460, 470,000, 500,000, 530, 560, 620, 650, 700,000, 720,000, 750,000, 770,000. 820,000, 820, sold!
Typically an auction goes in about 50, 60 lots an hour. And in the first hour, I think we'd only sold 14 lots. So there was so much bidding from the room, bidding from the telephones, absentee bids. It was really an auctioneer's dream, I think.
I've never seen an auction with so much energy. It was almost tangible. It was an electricity in the room. A half hour before the sale even began, it was packed. People were lined up. Every seat was full. And at 8 p.m., the gavel went down after the first lot, and the electricity just never stopped all night.
Pre-sale estimate for the Daytona auction, I think, was 3 million francs, and the sale totaled 13.4 million francs. It shows the market for exceptional rare pieces. By Rolex sports watches, I mean, the market is as strong as it's been ever been, I think. So the future's looking, very bright for Rolex collectors.
140 in the room, ahead of you, 150, 160, against your line, 170, 570, 580, 590, 600, 600,000, sold!